Over the years, I've dedicated hundreds of hours in roguelike games, loads of different subgenres in roguelites with top-down shooters, horde survivors, deck builders, strategy games, the list goes on. Roguelites are everywhere. One thing I've never done though is try to beat a lot of roguelites in a certain amount of time. And I thought, why not try to beat a bunch in, let's say, 8 hours? That's a sweet number and it gives you an opportunity to play a good amount of games as each roguelite run takes about 30 minutes to an hour to beat. But I also wanted to add a sweet little twist to this challenge. Every roguelike game I play, I only get one chance to win the run. And if I fail, I owe Twitch chat like $5 since I streamed it. And if I win a run, then nothing really happens. We all say, yay and congrats, you won a run in a game that you played a lot of hours of a couple years ago. With this challenge, I needed to first find a lot of roguelites that I liked, and played an adequate amount of time to justify beating it in one try. Listen, I only got 8 hours to beat as many games as possible. We really don't have any time for tutorials and learning new games and mechanics. But I got a list of 19 roguelites. Here they all are. All of these roguelites are games I've played a good amount of before this challenge, and I know I have won at least one run before. But a good amount of them I haven't played in a couple years, so that'll be fun. What we do now is throw all 19 of these games on a wheel and we spin said wheel. Whatever it lands on will be the first game played, so let's get into it. First roguelite I get stuck playing. Okay, the first roguelite is like the one I'm best at. I just made a video on this game like 3 months ago. Yeah, lucky for me, the first game was Enter the Gungeon, one of my favorite games ever, and by far the game I'm best at on this list. I mean, I've made multiple videos on the Gungeon series as a whole, and have close to 200 hours total. And lucky for me, I have the best class unlocked with the Gunslinger, so this should be a piece of cake. First floor was easy. Gunslinger makes a lot of not so great weapons really good, and it showed in this first boss fight. Hello, front pagers, yeah. Do you play this game on controller or keyboard? I am a keyboard. No, I'm a controller gamer. I almost baited you, but I did not. I am a controller gamer with this one. Now, we use 2 keys to get to the first secret chamber, and we want to go here to get extra resources early on. But we want to beat every boss without getting hit, because then we gain an extra heart. But the secret chamber boss does not give us an extra heart if we no-hit it, and well, you can see how we do. You don't get an extra heart even if you beat this boss without taking damage. Why? Because it's a secret dungeon! It's a secret dungeon. You don't get free stuff in secrets. Oh, the worst weapon in the game. The alien engine, really? I don't want that. Now, the actual second chamber was basically aced. We had this trash cannon, and it was definitely very, very strong in the hands of the gunslinger, and the giant snake stood no chance. And as you can guess, the third chamber was very similar to everything else. We basically killed everything instantly. But the fourth chamber did have some more scary scenarios, and it did have my least favorite boss of the chamber with the pillars. Let's see how this goes. I will not lose Enter the Gungeon. I will refuse to lose on Gungeon. We're gonna lock in. And finally, we have the 5th and final chamber. We're just trying to fight Dragon, and we are avoiding the secret 6th chamber as we're already approaching 40 minutes, and the timer does not account for bathroom breaks or time between runs. So we need to go as fast as possible. Where's the Luxon cannon? I want to use that.
Oh my God!
Oh, Jesus. It's fine. Well, my best game is still my best game. Who would have thought? To no one's surprise, I was able to beat Enter the Gungeon in one try. I love this game and always will. Is it luck that I got my best game first? Maybe, but let's see what's next. We're on to game number 2. What game am I getting sucked into next? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, well, this will be...
A singular strike.
Okay, this will be tough. Yeah, FTL is a hard game, and I haven't played it in over a year. And on top of that, I only have 53 hours in the game. But in those 53 hours, I have secured multiple victories. Mostly on easy, but a couple on normal mode. But with that in mind, I still opt to play it on easy for this one run. Now, if you don't know this game, I'll quickly explain. You pick your ship that has starting weapons and a starting crew. The game has multiple different species you can add to your crew, all specializing in different areas, except humans, they're lame and boring. You travel through multiple biomes, fighting enemies, helping out other ships, buying items in shops, and sometimes finding nothing. It's a pretty simple concept, but the amount of RNG involved can make this game a little tough. You need to balance scrap to buy items and repair your ship, fuel so you can actually move, and then missiles and drone parts depending on what type of build you're doing with your ship. I love this game, and I'm doing pretty good in my first few biomes. Combat requires a lot of patience and pausing to plan your next move accordingly, and I'm doing just fine. And then, in the third biome, the run heats up a little bit. Nah, don't worry, just channel point redemptions. Chat needs to have something fun to do because they want me to call them cute all the time. And I'm trying to play video games. Oh my goodness, a pike beam out in the wild? What is this? Oh, baby, wait a minute. A pike beam just sitting out in the wild? Is this legal? Yeah, the pike beam is kind of fun. Beams were always my favorite weapons in my short playtime, but after that, we face a dilemma in my one run. This run's about to die. I'm about to owe a gifted sub to Twitch chat unless this guy's got some fuel. You got a hull repair. No fuel. It ain't dead yet.
10 seconds later.
After a few close calls and some stealing, we get fuel and the run continues strong. We kind of cruise through every single biome and even pick up another strong weapon with the halberd beam. And after about 50 minutes, yeah, these runs are pretty long, we make it to the final boss. And it's not an easy fight. Our pilot just died. Yo, rest in peace, pilot. Dude, the oxygen is getting obliterated right now, man. This is bad, man. It didn't miss. Oh, that's 1 HP. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Your oxygen's kind of low. Really? I didn't realize. That's only the first phase, and it took me 10 minutes. There's still 2 more phases for me to beat. Oh, no. Roguelite number 2 gets the best of me, man. Listen, FTL. FTL's a rough one, dude. Yeah, FTL did indeed get the best of me. It's not an easy game whatsoever, but I was impressed that I pulled it out and made it to the second phase of 3 on the final boss, considering how little supplies that I had. But FTL, I still love you. Now, what lovely game do we have next? I had too many humans, just like Planet Earth. All right, next game. Game number 3. We got 6 hours to do this. Oh boy, another one I haven't played in a while. Astro Ascent. Yeah, I last played this one in November of 2023, but have played it for 40 hours and cleared the true story for every single character. Let's hope that level of skill stays for the one run that I need to do. The game is a simple platform fighting game where you level up spells, battle through multiple biomes, fighting constellations as boss fights, and it has a lot of variety with spells you unlock, character options, and bosses. You also pick up keys, stars, and quartz for upgrading spells and your characters. That's the game, really, and I got a little cocky early on, I won't lie to you. Burr throwing. No, we're fine. Jesus, man, that was rough. You would think I would play a little more carefully, but the first major boss did something to me. Ooh, that was close. All right, after that fight, I actually started to focus a lot more on actually building my spells up. Every spell can have gambits put on them, and if the gambit's ability matches the spell ability, like fire damage or ice damage, the spells gain extra damage. And the next couple biomes just got a lot easier and easier. Hell, the second boss got decimated, and the third boss, they kind of put up a fight, but we still kind of destroyed them. All these biomes are pretty simple. All the rooms are kind of similar, but the combat is honestly top tier, so it's fine. We easily make it to the fourth boss, and well, holy moly, I smoked her. Too bad 420 was 5 days ago. Yeah, that one was kinda easy. But after this boss, we have one final area to gain a few more buffs and change spells if we want to, and then we have the final boss. I was a little nervous for this boss fight because I remember it being quite hard, but then I remembered it's a one-phase fight since I only had it on Destiny level 2 instead of Destiny level 6. And well, Flair has been watching the stream for quite some time.
Another pitiful escape.
Did I win? I won!
The galaxy doesn't know about you.
I won! It may look like I died, but that's a win and run if you're not going for the true ending. So that's 2 victories out of 3. And we can see what the wheel has in store for us next. What about Skull? Heck no to Skull. Are you kidding me? I've never even won that run. I've never even won Skull. All these games I've at least won before, so I have a chance. Oh my god, we're going back to the Dome. The Dome! Oh, this should be fun. Dome Keeper is a game I love. Granted, it is a little weird for a win and run. You have 2 modes with Relic Hunt and Prestige mode. Relic Hunt has you looking for a relic while mining resources underground on a giant map, and waves of enemies attack you after a certain amount of time. Prestige mode is basically the exact same thing, except it's endless and you're going for the highest score possible. With that in mind, I did a Relic Hunt on a medium-sized map because a large or an extra large map would take well over 2 hours. Medium felt just right. What I love about Dome Keeper minus basically everything is the starting weapons and dome choices. You have different abilities with a shield, repellent, sub-tree, and different starting domes that all have different weapons and different upgrades, allowing for so many different playstyles. I went with the build I did the most back when I was playing this game a lot, and that was the sword dome with the repellent. Runs in Dome Keeper start off easy, and this one was no different. I wasted no time slowly upgrading my character to have a stronger drill and be able to carry more resources. Once the background changes color, you'll notice the rocks are a little harder to mine, and the enemies will slowly start to get stronger with each wave. I was also balancing upgrading my sword so I can easily kill enemies in one hit. I won't lie, Dome Keeper doesn't have much to talk about inside of a run. It's very simple, yet relaxing as well. And I think the difficulty I put it on might have been a bit too easy because I was kinda on cruise control in this game. It's a lot of fun, but I was dominating. Every wave of enemy I just sort of obliterated without much of a problem, and if I did take a lot of damage, it was easy to recover with Cobalt since Cobalt isn't as important in Relic Hunt. In Prestige mode, it's how you easily boost your score, but Relic Hunt, it's mostly just for healing. But this was easy, really. It took about 50 minutes or so to find the relic, and once you find the relic, it's basically game over for the enemies. You win on the next wave, and that's what happened. If I ever do something like this again and Dome Keeper is on it, I'll need to up the difficulty because this was the easiest one. But what do we have next? The Dome Keeper. All right, 15 more games and 4 more hours. Let's see what's next. Bolatro time. Okay, Bolatro. Oh, one of the greatest roguelites ever is up next. I love Bolatro, and like most people, I am quite addicted to it. Hell, I'm probably playing it while I should be editing this video. Hey, get back to work! But I have almost 100 hours in this game and just love it. It's a simple poker roguelite, but I felt it would be way too easy to play one single run with the base stats based off how much I've played recently and in total. So I decided to play a blue stake difficulty on the yellow deck. Blue stake is where it can really start to feel a little bit harder compared to, a white stake run where there's nothing changed. But the yellow deck also gives you $10 to start, so you have some early economy in the game to invest in a Joker or some planet cards to make the early game a little bit easier. One Bolatro run can turn south really fast if you're not careful, but we end up going pretty fast with this one. We grab some early game Jokers to help get a bigger multiplier early and decide to commit to one certain type of run on the second ante. We'll go old reliable for the one run. We'll go old reliable with a flush. Old reliable. Coming into flushes is easy for me. You want 5 of the same suit, and once we do that and pick up a couple more Jokers, we start flying through the antes. But on ante 5 is when I start to worry a little bit more about the end game. I need a bigger multiplier in here than what we have now, because misprint is so all over the place, Hopefully this negative Joker will be good. I mean, it's free, so... The scores to win were starting to get a little high, and my multiplier on Jokers was not that strong. If you don't know Bolatro, each card is worth a certain number of chips, and each hand is also worth a certain number of chips and a multiplier. You can add enhancements to improve them, but the big thing is Jokers. Jokers can really improve your multiplier, and I was not getting anything good enough to sustain long term. I had enough to get by on most blinds, but it was getting a little close, and the next thing you know, we're down to our last hand on the 7th boss. Oh my god. Okay, now we're on to ante 8. We sneak by and do end up making it to the final boss, but it's a 600,000 score to win, so good luck to me. We discard everything. There's the spades. Wild Queen. Beautiful. I think we play the glass here at the end. Even throw a 6 in to get extra points. But we might need... Oh, do we risk it? We'll throw the 2 in, because screw that 2. They won't play, but... Alright, let's see. Yeah, well, that was a fun run. I'll say it's hard to win Bolatro when you only have one chance. I do like to restart the runs quite often when I'm doing gold stake runs if it's not really going my way, but having both losses so far being at the final boss does make me feel slightly better. Let's see what the wheel offers up next. What's next? A Horde Survivor is next with Halls of Torment. You cannot have a roguelite list of anything without one of these games on there. This is a truly simple game. You survive 30 minutes, or 20 in this case, and level up by killing enemies. You get new abilities that you can buff and a starting weapon and items. This is one of my favorite Horde Survivors. And to make this more interesting, since I had about 30 hours of previous experience, I did put this on Agony mode, which increases the difficulty or decreases it based on how you play. And I will be honest, this is another case of Dome Keeper, where I don't really have a lot of things to talk about inside of a run or even show you. There were a few close calls where my HP got a little bit low, but with the way these games work, you typically get a free revive if you die, and with my items, I had 4 revives. The level did have a boss, but I was just yapping for 30 minutes during this run, and then we had a boss fight in the end, which was also really easy. Hopefully the next run can be a little bit more exciting. Oh! Almost tape to tape, but it was Tiny Rogues. Oh, Tiny Rogues. It's a roguelite that's been in early access for quite some time, but I haven't played it consistently in a year, so I am a little out of touch with it and what is actually a good run. One cool thing with Tiny Rogues is one of my emotes has a mini boss on the first floor who I didn't get to see, but we did play as a cyborg who does start with 1 HP, so we'll see how I do. But you have 10 floors total with 10 rooms and ending in a boss fight. It's a simple game, I love it, and we make it to the first boss easily. Oh geez, that was a little late. Wow, that ability was absolutely busted. All right, that's one boss down in Tiny Rogues. This is probably the peak of this run. This game is super easy to get a super busted run where you just absolutely demolish every boss in a few seconds. And I am not good at that. I'm terrible at making a busted run in this game, but I still love it. We do end up clearing a bunch of rooms quite fast, grab some flails, get some big auras around us that constantly deal elemental damage, and I'm feeling pretty good. You typically want to build a run around one of the 3 upgrade types with strength, dexterity, or intelligence, and I went with dexterity on this run. We breezed through floors 2, 3, and 4, not totally destroying all the bosses, but you know, a good run is being had. And then we make it to floor 5, the halfway point, and well, very casual friendly, very easy to win. But that's a good thing. This was actually the peak. Floor 6 boss we kill pretty easily, but lose armor, which isn't that hard to regain. The floor 7 boss, we do kill it, but the time to kill has raised quite heavily as the build is sort of all over the place and a mess. Floor 8 is the closest call we have yet. Or maybe not, we'll see. Oh my god. Floor 9 is a little bit easier since we regained all the health we lost and even added some more auras. As you can tell, we added another one. And you can see where this run went. Classic Burr. I won't lie, floor 10 was also really easy and the end of the run. There are extra bonus floors you can do after 10 if you have the correct build, but that is not me. We close out Tiny Rogues victoriously, and it is our 5th victory with less than 2 hours on the clock, which is why we did not do the extra floors. We only got 2 hours left. How many more can we squeeze in? What do we got next? Bolatro does count as a roguelite. Oh my goodness, it's time for a goat. This is a great roguelite. It has a good amount of RNG with getting some good relics, but I love it. This is another game though I'll play on a higher difficulty due to my past playtime, but we jump right into it. Peglin is a simple game. You get different orbs that all have different effects and you throw them down a board, and the more pegs you hit, the more damage you do. The relics will help you determine what build you want, and the first relic I received allows me to do damage to all enemies whenever the board is refreshed. So, the build we're going for? A refresh build. And luckily for me, early on we get an orb that allows you to refresh the board whenever it reaches the bottom. Early game is simple. Save money to remove bad orbs in shops, pray we get some good events, and upgrade our best orbs. We make it to the first boss easily. Here, you can watch it. I guess it's almost 6 p.m. on the East Coast. Peglin's available on mobile? It is. Did you guys know I actually interviewed the developers of Peglin, Red Nexus Games, who are located in British Columbia, Canada? That podcast is slightly inactive now, but it'll be back soon, I promise. The second area, we pick up more orbs that instantly refresh the board, and it's going really well until it's not. I might die on Peglin. I was really hoping I hit a bomb. Oh, thank God I got a bomb. Let me heal a little bit. Give me that Fibonacci. Luckily, I can spend some money on healing after every fight and still upgrade my powerful orbs, but we need to be careful. I do heal 1 HP whenever the board refreshes thanks to a relic, and have 1 orb that heals me once per fight. But we have a couple close calls until the second boss, and luckily for me, this build works really well here. This boss spawns 3 paintings, and each one does some damage each turn and sucks up some of the pegs until you kill them. And I don't want to focus all of my fire on them, so it's really good that they take damage every time the board refreshes. The problem is the boss has 3,500 HP and we're just tickling them. This will be kind of close. Yeah, second, I got 2 Drake Bell references in 1 week. What is going on? Drake Bell gets mentioned twice? Also, we're still here, man. We're still here. After about 5 minutes of us tickling each other, the boss dies and we make it to the final area. And this final area was pretty easy. We dominated with our upgraded orbs and killed every single enemy in sight. We easily make it to the final boss, but we do have some low HP. Oh, well, let's see how we do. Getting that cookie that heals me on a refresh has been super clutch. Bam! Out of bio! Mine's complete! 6 wins with 1 hour left. The next game could be the final roguelite that we play. Risk of Rain returns. All right, well, that's probably going to be a death. This might actually be the hardest game on the list. I have confidence, though, that we can make this a good... never mind, I'm dead. Yeah, Risk of Rain returns. It only took me 5 minutes to die. Now, this next game might actually be the final game. That are kind of... Oh, my God, it's time. It's time for Tape to Tape. Tape to Tape. It's not super popular, but it's a hockey roguelite, and I love hockey. Here's a photo of me at a game last year. Look at that. They lost in overtime. But this is an incredible arcade-style roguelite. The bad news is that I didn't change the difficulty on the run because I didn't think that I could. And I have some experience with this game. You travel through 3 areas playing hockey against teams. If you lose one of the games that has multiple periods, you lose the run. Luckily, in the first world, we had no problems making it to the first big boss fight. Here we go. First game, first big boss. Almost said he's not a team player. Oh, they're still down on the ground. They're still flopping. You guys got to get up. This is hockey. Oh, what a pass by Cam Amber, passing it back. Oh, big save by Kirby, or big steal by Kirby. Angus McShaggy all alone. Got Cam Amber wide open. What a pass by Angus McShaggy to Cam Amber, having 2 goals. We might get a natty hattie. Absolutely incredible. Oh, 7-1. They're running up the score. It's only the second period. It's a mercy rule. They're calling it. You're not allowed to commit crimes on national television. Yeah, you can see how this game will go. The second area, easy peasy. We easily make it to the second big game as well. Oh, that shot killed a man. Cam Amber, mini Cam Amber with the assist by Mick Shaggy and Cam Amber. Unbelievable pass. Huge one-timer by Mini Cam. Oh my God. A backhander from the blue line. Angus McShaggy just did it to him dirty. Angus McShaggy is not giving up on the rebound. Cam Amber to McShaggy. Oh my goodness. Breaks the stick on the slap shot one-timer. Absolutely scores. We got a hattie for McShaggy. Another mercy rule game. Well, the third area will clearly be just as easy. But Angus McShaggy is on a heater. Cam Amber's on a heater. Bouncing off like it's nothing. Oh, they didn't score though. Okay, wait a minute. This is bad. Oh, this is bad. It's a 3-on-2. Oh my... Don't worry, that loss just means we don't get a player upgrade. Everything else was super easy, and we made it to the final game, which hopefully will be a closer match. We won the run with Angus McShaggy and Cam Amber. It wasn't much of a fight. But the end of Tape to Tape has the timer right above 8 hours, so it's safe to say we won 7 roguelites in 8 hours with 3 losses, and 2 of the losses being incredibly close, dying on the final boss. Thanks for watching this challenge to see how many roguelites I could beat in 8 hours. It was just an idea that I came up with one day and decided to just roll with it and see how it went. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.